Gonna get right back into it, family. We back, man. We back. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the brother to come in. Listen, I'm gonna sit back and I'm actually gonna get me a cup and drink me some kombucha. It's 12:10 on the East Coast. I'm already in trouble. Wife said, "Got to bed." I said, "Okay, but hold up. You gotta do one more interview, man. Man, here we go, family. So I'm just waiting on our guests to come in. I asked that everybody hit a thumbs up, and so family, we're gonna get right into it, family. Um, Now y'all know the guest um, is not going to be um, presenting themselves here in full. However, um, you will be able to know uh, how legitimate this person is according to his experience or her experience, whatever it is. So I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I'm gonna bring them in the chat, and we're gonna get busy. Everybody needs the thumbs up. Um, this is exclusive right here. I mean, this is exclusive right here, family. This is what happens when you stay diligent on the work. You get somebody to come in and say, well, let me share something to the conversation. So if those just coming in and they just got the alert that I was live and you don't know what this is about, what happened was we were live and I was saying that I challenge anybody to challenge my information. And anybody who knows, uh, I think I'm a pretty good researcher. You know what I'm saying? But in research, you have to know that when you turn over stones, you find a whole bunch of other different stuff. And when in research, research really puts you into the neighborhood, and then time will tell you if you're accurate or not. Or if time don't tell you if it's a bullseye, then what'll happen is someone will say, listen, you dead on, but now let me put the other pieces together. Let me show you the other pieces. And so that's where we're at right now. Someone has been watching and say, man, listen, you sharp. You got some pieces together, but now let me weave it all together and show you what this is. And that's what I'm feeling that this is right here. So with that being said, we have a guest here today, and I just want to ask, let me unmute you. Yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Um, so family, again, this is going to be a good man. Get to the point, or yeah, let me get this guy up out of here. Now you can't comment no more. I'm gonna shut you up now. Bye. Bye. Now you go make another fake account. Bye. So with that being said, with our guest here, let me ask you, um, were you a part of the NFAC? I think he froze up a little bit. Grandmaster Jaden got up in the account. Oh man, he froze up. Oh, oh my goodness, you froze up. How did he freeze? Grandmaster J, come up, man. It all gonna come. All right, let me talk to Grandmaster J. Listen, listen, Grandmaster J. It's all it's all coming to an end. Just let it go. Just let it go. You ain't gotta be up in the computer. Just let it go. It's all coming to an end. It's over. Now, let us finish. All right, sit down. So here we go. So, were you a part of the NFAC? And I don't want to say where, but I would like to say, did you go through whatever the process is of becoming a member, or are you an onlooker in effect?
I was most definitely a member. Um, I can definitely say that. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you well.
I want to say definitely I was a member. Um, I was with the movement way before it started in Stone Mountain.
So you said you was with the movement before it started.
Yes, way
What does,
before the movement.
what does
The
that exactly
movement,
mean?
what that mean is that before we actually initiated ourselves to being exposed to the public, I was already with the movement. I was already in communication with Grandmaster Jay, spoken with him, everything, way
So
before the
so
movement.
so before the Ahmad Arbery situation, was you with him before then or
No,
after that?
the after that, the
Okay, yeah.
Ahmaud Arbery speculation put a lot of us on, and it sparked something in a lot of us as Black people who was already doing this and being out here and creating all these extra jobs for people. Uh, us who was already trying to protect the community, we was able to see in live footage of one Black man and not that many other Black men, not 1,000, which is a couple, was able to push back police officers and do what they were able to do with no fear. And we loved it. It thrived. It was like having a steak every day.
Well, when I looked at the Ahmad Arbery uh, 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 protest or march, whatever the case may be, I seen an infiltrator. I didn't see him aligned with those that was in solidarity that came together. He stood out to me as an infiltrator from that video that I seen him in. But that when that camera hit him, it was like it was showtime. Is that the video you're talking about?
Absolutely.
So when you look back, do you see what I thought I was seeing? Because friends of mine told me, I was like, man, look at this guy, man. This guy don't fit in with these guys. I think the guy name was Bull Pitbull or something. The Sergeant Pitbull or Bull something, whatever the case may be. I'm like, this guy right here on this camera, he doesn't fit. He doesn't fit. And a friend of mine who's a Moorish American, he said that to me. He said, man, hold up, man. Listen, um, nah, man, this guy, give him a chance, brother. This guy the real deal. So I gave it a few weeks, and then he just started flooding with videos, seeming to be recruiting. You follow what I'm saying? And then I said, nah.
Yes,
And so,
absolutely. No, go
uh,
ahead.
no, you're good. You're
Go
good. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, my first initial video that I had actually seen was it was from the Arbor. I was not there that day. At that, I was not there during that period of time, but we was actually underground. Nobody knew about us. Nobody knew what we was capable of, how many people that we had. But once, well, if I want to start from the beginning, then I can't explain about Stone Mountain right away
Right.
because there
Well,
was things that happened before Stone Mountain that had me kind of iffy. But a lot of us NFAC members who were members or still actively as members we had a lot of speculations that things was not right. And, from the beginning, it seemed like it was good. Once it came to Stone Mountain, y'all already know. Y'all know what I know too. And if you don't know what I know, because I know a little bit more because of the work that I used to do, but y'all felt the same energy that I felt too.
So
So
what
that's just personally for the NFAC members who are watching right now.
man, let me give a shout out to my brother Smashville TV. That's my bro. He supports the channel, man. He supported the channel when I was a little bullpup. I'm a shotgun now, Smashville. Shout out to Smashville. Smashville TV. So, what exactly? Now, I described Stone Mountain because I've been covering this from the beginning. Like I said, about 4 weeks after, I think when NFAC made the first appearance, I started covering it not too long after that. You know what I'm saying? With that
That
being,
was our that
uh-huh.
was every black person grave mistake.
What was that?
Every black person's grave mistake.
What was
We
that?
was
Cover?
not supposed to do that. Yes. We could have came, but we was not supposed to expose who we were. That was
Oh,
already said by Grandmaster Jay. So a lot of us people who were higher up, or a lot of people us who did work for him before then, we knew this, and we already knew that we was not supposed to expose ourselves. So once we went to Stone Mountain, Georgia, he exposed us. We didn't expose ourselves. We were told not to say anything about NFAC or anything or who the fuck we were. Excuse my language. But we were not supposed to say anything about who we were, what we represent, or what we was doing. We even kicked Black Lives Matter out. But the only person that got the talking was him. And then once he started doing that, a lot of us higher up people was looking like we were told something else. You didn't say this part. But we let that slide because we always let everything slide all the time. We let everything slide. And we always want to be like, you know, he knows best. But in reality, we are a bunch of fucking fools because somebody else have a different agenda. Go ahead.
and I just wanted to add that most people don't know that behind the scenes, there's a lot of disgruntled NFAC members. And a lot of disgruntled NFAC members is not because they mad at Jay, because they hate Jay, is because they put everything on the line and it wasn't what it cracked up to be. So
Yes.
what happened at Stone Mountain that we are unaware of? We see the videos, and the videos came off pretty good in the beginning until people started picking them apart. Um, in the beginning, it was a very nice production, until myself and you had the Texas guy and a couple other people pulling apart. What did we miss that no one talked about Stone Mountain that
If
you are?
they wanted to if they wanted to pick us apart, they should have stayed for the whole ritual. I even have footage from the mountain that nobody else had. It's not seen anywhere. I can send it into your email. Okay.
Indeed, I would love to have that. We
Not
can.
even the news media have this, but I do. They didn't want to show that part because they deleted it off of his Instagram. Now, he had a full video, but at the same time, the person that's operating his phone also did not capture certain parts too, just like Louisville. But I have the footage from those times. Not Louisville, but I have the time that we was on the mountain. I have the whole footage from
So
the
so
first part when we got up there. Go ahead.
so what exactly did we miss on the mountain?
An entire speech that was to motivate black people. Don't get me wrong, but also too is that I'm not covering that video is because there was a man pointing his rifle during that video. So I won't cover that video. I won't even post it. Why? Because I'm not trying to get one of my brothers locked the fuck up after all this shit that's going on.
So
They
you
said
said,
he pointed his gun, but they can catch that man pointing his gun in my video or other videos that I had taken during that period of time. Nobody has that footage but me.
so who pointed
He was
what
pointing
gun?
his gun at no agents. Huh?
He's pointing his gun at agents.
No, absolutely not. There was no agents on none part of that mountain. They didn't know we were coming. If they
So
knew we were coming, it was no agents on that mountain though. But he was
so what?
pointing his gun at the he was pointing his gun at the statue that was built on the mountain.
Right.
But he was also looking out for us too, just to make sure that nobody was trying to snipe us or anything, any KKK.
Right.
But if I send that footage off that they don't have, if I send that footage off, then one of my brothers will be here in prison for the same shit for him that he done. But my brother wouldn't get out of jail. He
Okay.
was
So
just
what
down
I'm
for the cause.
okay. So what I'm saying, what exactly did we miss? That would indicate that Grandmaster Jay is not who he say he is from the mountain.
No, absolutely not. I met this brother before the mountain, way before the mountain. He actually was supposed to come down way before, a lot sooner, before 4th of July. So it had me thinking. So he told me to, and this is for the NFAC members. I want you to hear me out. Is because if I'm not who I say I am, then check this out. He told me to hit him up on the wire, and I can prove that.
He told you to hit him up on the wire.
He told me to hit him on the wire after he found out all my videos. You said what? I can't hear you. So
Now, what does that mean? Hit him on the wire. What does that mean?
only NFAC members really know about that. So if any NFAC members listening now, they already know that I'm not lying right now. It's called The Wire, and we all know about it. So I was told to hit him up on the wire. Before I actually hit him up on the wire, he connected with me before is because I was making videos, and him and his people, they wanted to hire me. And a lot of my content, he had took from me. And a lot of things that he come out of his mouth, even still to this day, still the same thing.
But
This
who
is
is his
not checkers.
people? Who is his people?
His commanders. He had commanders. So there were certain commanders that he had that was set in place in every state, every different state. So if you had commanders set in every state, then whatever state that you was from, that commander would try to get at you. Or, but in my case, a lot of people like that I was saying, and a lot of things that I was saying. Also, he was saying the same thing that I said is because he seen my videos. So then he changed up his whole style. At first he was saying, burn everything down. You know, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. This is what he was saying. And then me and him, we had a video chat on his phase 3. But then what happened was me and him, we talked. Now, NFAC members, if you're listening right now, you can tell me I'm lying. But this man is a narcissist. This man will not listen to you, not 1 second. And he will sit up there and talk over you and make jokes out of nowhere just to make you laugh, just so you agree with him. If you're telling me I'm lying right now, then okay, so be
So,
it. You never
But
talked to Grandmaster Jay before.
but does that make him an agent or that just make him incompetent?
That does not. I'm just going off the first part of when I met this man.
Okay, I got you, brother.
So I'm looking at everything that I'm seeing. So I have to tell you what type of person this man is before I can actually explain about that part.
Right.
Because what I'm about to explain about is that I never really actually explained to a lot of people. I tried to go live one time, but um, the connection was messing up and all kind of shit. And not only that, I mean, yeah, of course, he was on IG and everything, and I got pissed off with a lot of stuff that he was doing. But anyway, so yes, one this time that I had talked about my strategies and everything like that from what I was thinking about and stuff like this. This is before I was with the NFAC. He was trying to recruit me the whole time. So then um, I posted something on my IG, and then he contacted me personally on IG. And this man had the nerve to show up in a bathrobe, like a towel, nothing but a towel, just jumping out the shower. He called me like 4 or 5 times, called me with nothing but a towel on. And I thought that was skeptical because I was like, that's kind of weird. You know, y'all can say these jokes or whatever now like that. Oh, this nigga lying. Nah, this is true shit. And then he started talking to me about, the post that I was supposed to be posting because I had a lot of NFAC members on it, you know. But anyways, so he started talking to me and everything, and he was just like, yeah, well, you can't be saying anything about strategy or this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I don't speak for the NFAC. So, yeah. So that's basically what I talked to him about. But at the end of the day, he was pretty much like talking over me the whole damn time. He wasn't understanding at first, and then I had to like cut that nigga off. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing, not that. You know what I'm saying? I was not gonna say nothing about NFAC. So then he had so many commanders coming at me. It's because they wanted to recruit me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to send him screenshots all the time. Send him screenshots like, who is this person? He's like, oh, that's another one of my commanders. Why all these commanders want you? So I'm like, all right. So I was talking to him, and then after that, he asked me. He was like, yo, you got a gun? And during that period of time, yo, I was on probation. I was on probation. So then he asked me, and then I'm not making this shit up, but he asked me. He was like, yeah, the way he said it, because he talk in different ways. The way he said it almost was like, come out there with a gun. With that gun, like, I mean, you can hide it type of shit. Like, when he said it, it was like, you got a gun? I was like, yeah, but I mean, I'm on probation. He was like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, if you can do such and such and da 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 da. And it's like, he was just like, it's almost like trying to influence me to take my gun with me in Stone Mountain. And so I'm like, so then I'm like, thinking to myself, like, bro, I ain't about to do that shit. Any pictures taken of me, bro, with a gun, I'm gone. So anyway, I never showed up with the gun or whatever. He asked me a second time, the second that I came out there to Stone Mountain. When I came out there the second time, I met up with him. I was over there with, I don't remember her name, but that big dude who y'all see in that video talking that shit, and he's yapping at the mouth and everything, right? He's a big ass motherfucker. Dude who was jammed with that 22. He was ex-military. This is how I start catching on to shit. Because that dude was ex-military. I was with him the whole time. I was right there next to Grandmaster J. Carr when he was making that video. And when he made that video, he told dude, hey man, chill out. No, calm down. Stop talking. But the reason why he said that is because he was going, the girl who was holding his phone was going live the whole time. While this
Right.
dude was just talking about white people and shit like that. I was right there the whole time, standing right next to Grandmaster J. So then, so everybody keep talking about the Grandmaster J and all this other stuff. They was like, yeah, well, they getting paid and this, that, and the third. Now, you may not be wrong about that, but the only people that's not getting paid is y'all motherfuckers. The people that's coming out there right now, y'all not getting paid. And then he had the nerve to turn around and tell y'all to pay for y'all own people to get paid. You know, not only that, let me get back to the topic. So anyway, we had our own Stone Mountain and everything. We walked the mountain. None of us knew what the fuck he was talking about. When he talked about the Ku Klux Klan, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. None of y'all niggas knew about that shit either. The Ku Klux Klan, we didn't know nothing about it. The whole, they threatened us and this, that, and the third. They was gonna kill people at this certain amount of time. We didn't know nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? We was confused. Like, what are you talking about? So anyway, I was set up as his intel team. So then, now I'm about to get to the part that all y'all want to hear. So I was set up as his intel team. He didn't tell me to be the intel team, but I basically choose my position on what I do the best. So what I do the best at. So anyway, if a lot of y'all don't remember, I know y'all NFAC members remember this. There was a time that Grandmaster Jay had put a hit out on a dude, and I can't remember his name, but I'm not dropping no names today, to be honest with you. It was a hit out towards a dude who was in ATL after he had went to that Wendy's. Right after he went to that Wendy's after the Stone Mountain, y'all remember this. He went to that Wendy's the same night that little girl died. And then they blamed it on some dude, some random dude. And they took a picture of him and they said this was the person who killed her. If y'all really think about it, why in the fuck did they not capture that dude if the FBI was after him, right? They got Grandmaster Jake so quick. Maybe in a couple months or whatever not, but I mean, we regular people. Think about it. FBI would have had you quick if you killed a little girl like that, and the FBI and the feds and everything would have been on you. So they had this dude on the news for like damn near 2 weeks. So I set up a recall team. I set up also an intel team and everything. So we was ordered to go capture the dude and bring him into the police. But then as we doing that, Grandmaster Jay make another live video. He makes another live video and then he's like, oh, I put a bounty on this dude's head. Like, anybody that capture this dude, or he didn't say capture, I'm sorry. Let me restate that. Anybody that get this dude, I'll pay you money. So we all sitting up here in the intel team and everything. This is my team. So now we confused, like, what the fuck, man? Like, that's not okay. You could have just said capture this man. You know what I'm saying? So if you would have said capture the man, we would have just captured him and there would have been no fucking problem. But this man literally said, I put money on this dude's head. And so we all like, damn. So then, look, let me tell you. I was down with the GDs and everything a long time ago and everything. So I still know G's. So what I found out was some information. And this is critical information. So y'all better pay attention. Pay attention. Do your research. And when you do your research, you'll find out exactly what I'm talking about. So you'll be the judge of if this man is an agent or not. That's not for me to tell you. That's for you to do your research and find out what I'm talking about. So anyway, in ATL, there's a place in Wendy's that somebody died at before. Grandmaster Jay was there. The same night, there's a little girl that had died there. So the mayor and everybody was on that shit. And then they had this man, this random dude with a gun, assault rifle, on the news the whole time, bro. So now we trying to figure out who the fuck this dude is, right? We trying to figure out who he is. And we like, damn, who is this guy? So then I contacted GDs and everything. Well, the GDs contacted me. You know what I'm saying? They contacted me and everything. Then I had information that the GDs supposed to hit that nigga that same night. They supposed to kill the nigga, murk him, knock him off. But then I had to go and do some more research and find out this Crip territory. So then when we found out more information, we found out that these dudes, before Grandmaster Jay was even there, these dudes, they set that law, like, hey man, we got our own constitution, this, that, and the third. We can walk around with assault rifles. So you got nothing but Crips walking around with assault rifles now, right over there on the Wendy's. If you don't know what I'm talking about, search it, research it, and you'll find out exactly what I'm talking about. Grandmaster Jay was over there that same day after Stone Mountain. I didn't even know we was going there. After the Stone Mountain shit, I left. And I was like, man, I went home. I tried to call some of my brothers, like, hey man, y'all need to take a shower or whatever not. Y'all can, y'all can come over or this, that, and the third. So anyway, so what happened was they said that that boy had killed that little girl that night. So then I'm talking to the G's and I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, why y'all coming to get them? Why y'all coming to get them? Why y'all gonna kill them tonight? And they like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? He killed that little girl. Well, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, why is the G's involved with this? So then I had to call around, call some more people and shit like that. Then once I did that, found out some more information. The father of that little girl was a big time GD member. That shit is not something that you just not know. That's not something that you just randomly choose from. That's not something that it's just like you didn't know that this dude was a big time GD member. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. That shit don't work like that. And why the fuck is you over in Crip territory? So anyway, when we found out it was Crip territory, we was like, yo, Grandmaster Jay tripping, bro. He telling us go in, put a bounty on this nigga head and everything. We supposed to go in just to take the dude. But now you got the G's on. Do y'all know what color G's wear? They wear white and black. What we look like coming in there with all black on, with bulletproof vests and everything. We look just like GD members. If they killed this man and then we walk up in that bitch and we take this man and we try to take him or anything, or even after they killed him, it was going to be blamed on the NFAC. And that's what we thought. That's what we thought. We were stupid. That's exactly what we thought.
I see. I'm trying to follow you. So let me see if I can get a recap. He sent you into the war zone to get mixed up in some drama with the intentions of getting you jammed up. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, there's more to that. It's because the person who killed that little girl, it wasn't the dudes from the news. They blamed it on a Crip. And that's where I was trying to get to, is that they blamed it on the Crip is because GDs wear black. We wear black as NFAC. So we was thinking, like, if they kill this nigga tonight, if I didn't have that connection to, like, dead ass, if I didn't have that connection that I had, they would have killed that nigga and it would have been blanked on us for even setting that up, trying to get him. We would have either been in jail or had problems with the Crips. It would have been a whole bloodbath. Now, another thing too is that the mayor of Georgia been trying to get rid of that spot for a minute. She had been trying to get rid of that spot for a minute. It's because it looked like, like a hippie town type of shit where people selling all kind of shit out the little shacks and everything like that. She want to get rid of that town and turn it to something else. So when I had another phone call, well, one of my other people had another phone call. And when they had this phone call, it was with a witness. The witness was down there that same day that the little girl died. Everything that they explained on the news was a goddamn lie. The man was down there. And not only him, there was other members too. I just ain't said nothing about it. So I wanted this one witness. So I found out where he was located, and I'm like, damn, you located all the way over there and all the way over here. So why are you down there? Why was you all the way over there in Crip territory? Speculation. I'm just letting you know. Dude was a G2. So why are you in Crip territory? Makes absolutely no sense. So then I get my witness and everything like that. Call a bunch of leaders and stuff. We set off the hit. I told all the G's, like, bro, don't do that. It's somebody else killed your daughter. It's not this dude. So they stopped the hit that night. If you don't believe me, check the news. Check the private news and check all them news feeds and see that they didn't take no time to capture this boy after they said that he the one that did it. I found out where this nigga stay at before anybody. I found out where he stayed at before even the fucking FBI. Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? How the fuck do I find out where you at? And the G's can find out where you at before the FBI. But this nigga been on news for the week, the whole week. And Grandmaster Jay has something really popular to say about that shit. So then, after things turned around and everything, and then I got my witness there and everything, we started hitting up people from the NFAC, like leaders and everything like that. They told us to stay put, don't do nothing. Because they thought this shit was weird too. It was a bunch of shit going on that day. We did 12 hours. We did fucking 13 hours, damn near 13 hours of research and work that day. 13 hours. We sat we sat up there all day doing this shit. So anyway, after all the shit ended, GDs were stopped, all that. The news media, after like 2-3 days, was like, oh, that ain't the guy who did it, because we already solved the fucking case. And y'all could not get that man on shit because we stopped the G's from killing that man that night. They blamed it on another brother who was just randomly walking there and just snapped a random picture of this nigga who was holding a gun. It's because in that area, that's what they was doing. It's because they wanted to protect their people. Yeah, they was Crips. Okay, cool. But they still claimed that they wanted to protect their people, even if it was for a different reason. But y'all sit up here and snap this picture of this random dude. You know what he did? He turned around and he went in that motherfucker with a lawyer because he knew what was going on. We didn't talk to the Crips, but they knew what was going on by putting speculations on this brother. And then on top of that, snapping a picture of this other nigga out of nowhere. So what we did was I looked into it a little bit more. No, we did. I don't want to take no credit for myself. We looked into it more. The mother of that daughter, and I'm going to tell y'all this right now. From speculations, I'm just going to let y'all know. Y'all want to do y'all research? Do your research. The mother from that daughter is a fucking Freemason. And she's been in all kind of other shit and all other kind of shit that other brothers had died in. You don't have to believe me. But if you want to do your real research, look all this shit up.
So
Not
let me
only
ask,
that,
are you saying that Grandmaster Jay is connected to that possibly a ritual or something like that? What exactly are you saying?
I didn't think that he was until I found out Delta was in the same exact area that my witness was in. It's because he told them to stay down there that fucking night and watch over that area.
Yeah, and
When I
Delta
found out that, that's when
Delta
I
said
left the
that on the
NFAC
show.
completely.
Delta told part of the story on the show.
He
That
didn't
he
want to tell my story, and he couldn't tell my story. It's because I wouldn't let him.
So what's the whole?
So NFAC
See if you can paint the
is
picture so
connected.
everybody can follow.
Yeah, I wouldn't come out is because I got too close to Freemasons and shit like that and found out they shit and stopped everything that they was doing. And I got scared. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying?
So
Like not only that, I almost been assassinated. You know what I'm saying? I had motherfuckers here. I had motherfuckers that assassinate me, bro. Like, so why the fuck would I come out of nowhere? And when I had them assassins that tried to assassinate me, that's when I truly figured out that this man was an agent, bro. This dude is a fucking agent. If y'all don't believe me, go ahead, do your fucking research, and you'll find out automatically everything that I'm talking about in those goddamn joke. You'll find out all the missing pieces, but I just filled them in for you. And then if you listen to Dota and his story about that same goddamn night when his tire got shot out, that was the same day that Grandmaster Jay had told all them NFAC members to stay down there. That's why I was wondering why in the hell my witness was down there and he was an NFAC member, also a GD member, but he in Crip territory.
Hmm.
I ain't got no reason to lie about shit. But this time I just got pissed off. I was just like, bro, this truth need to come out, man. I held this shit for like 5 months. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little upset.
So basically, this killing of this little girl is basically a ritual.
No, the mayor has something to do with it.
Yeah. Was the little girl accidentally killed?
No. Well, I can't fully say on that part. So I'm not going to say that she was purposely killed, but I found it is kind of odd that you would kill a GD member, a high-ranking GD member daughter at that point, and then your wife, so-called wife, which is not even his wife, which is like his baby mama, had been in multiple incidents before and has been called a Freemason before and been in a lot of other incidents. How the hell is your baby mama a Freemason? And this little girl just died, but she died by a high-ranking GD member. I don't get that. Over there in Crip territory. Does that make any sense to you?
I'm trying to figure out.
And Grandmaster Jay was there that same day, but the little girl died the same night by agents. And then I can describe the car to you. You want to hear the car? Everything that they said in the news video was a fucking lie.
I don't want to hear that. No, I want to hear that. No,
I'll tell the people.
Go ahead,
the car was a silver Suburban. You want to hear shit? Silver Suburban, and it had tinted windows. And I'm not going to explain exactly what happened. I'm not going to do that because this was told by the witness, and I'm not getting the witness up like that, and I'm not putting people's name in anything. But as far as me, I said, okay, yeah, I'm going to come out and I'm going to say something. Finally. But, hold on. But anyways, you know me, and we talked before, and I explained this story, some parts of this story to you. And I told you before that I was not willing to explain this story to anybody.
And let me say this. Many people think that I just be going off and just grabbing stuff, but I tell you, I didn't even know who he was when he came right there. But I've spoken to him before. I've heard this story. But not only have I heard this story, I've heard it from different people. You understand what I'm saying? I heard it from different people. I've also heard other stories within the NFAC that I have yet to bring to the table. And so people would say, well, why you keep on this story? Many people don't know that it's small working parts to this madness. There's a lot of working parts to this madness. But let me tell you something. A lot of people that reached out to me, and if you watching this, you know it to be true. If you tell me something and you let me listen to you and hear your story and your experience with NFAC, if you tell me don't say anything about it on your channel, I just wanted to tell you, nobody can ever say I haven't done that. They can never.
You actually respected my wishes when I told you that I did not actually want to go live with this story.
And guess what?
And you was
You're not
like,
the only
"Can I
one.
record?" And I was like, "No." That is
Absolutely.
honest truth right there.
And you're
And I
not the
told you the
only
story
one.
like
It's
what?
quite a few. It's quite a few up in upper ranks of the NFAC that I've spoken
Yeah,
to, and I've never mentioned their name. I've never mentioned their name
yeah.
because I believe that most of NFAC members have good intentions. They just got caught
They
up with
do.
the wrong guy.
I'll tell you. I'll tell a lot of people that out there today that really talk a lot of mess about NFAC. NFAC for us was something that we really we desired, and it was something that was just for us. We loved it. We felt it. We everything that we was told from the beginning, and then after Stone Mountain, it all changed, and y'all know it. It all changed. It went from us to me, and we all know that shit. We all know, and excuse my language. I'm sorry, but sometimes I get a little passionate, on certain things. But we all know what that felt like. We all know when we hit that mountain that first time that people kept asking us, who are you guys? What do you stand for? And this, that, and the third. And we felt so good. It's because we didn't have to tell them. Why do we have to tell people who we are and what we're trying to do for our own people? Why? But then you always got one famous nigga. One nigga always want to be famous more than anybody else. I've even set up other things, other organizations and everything, and it don't work. It's because it's hard to work with niggas. And I'm sorry, but I have to say it. And I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about niggas.
So let me
When
let
I
me ask,
say niggas, go ahead.
was there anything else that stood out to you that can emphatically say that Grandmaster Jay is in a covert operation, agent, or I don't think we ever know in great. I don't think we will ever know in great detail what the total plan is right now. But was there anything that stood out to you? I remember Delta said that there was a European standing out front of the Applebee's one time. And was it any strange people or any things that stood out to you and say, hold up, man, this is something different? Because if he's a whole agent, there is other whole agents around making sure that he's safe. You follow what I'm saying?
Well, there's a bunch of agents that are in the group. And um, to be honest, of course, y'all know I can't say no names. I can't give anybody's identity up. But there is a bunch of agents in that group. It's not just one, it's not just two, it's not just three. It's a lot of them.
Woo!
And the thing is that they're not just the people that work close to him. There are people right there standing right next to you that is an agent, and he
Mm,
know it.
bro, and
This man has more protection than what you think he has.
bro,
If y'all
bro,
not listening to this,
I knew it. Listen to what I'm saying.
yeah,
There was that I've noticed when Grandmaster Jay was taking these photo ops before transitioning to NFAC, if you will. And there was always this unique person standing around. And I'm like, this person is odd. And I would see it, and because I have, as you, if anybody ever see, I was going to do it tonight, but I got to do it Thursday. We're going to go through the video. I have uh video software so I can edit videos, and I got a whole bunch of different stuff so I can edit stuff, so I can blow stuff up, I can depixelate stuff, I can do a bunch of stuff so I can look. And so I can zoom in on stuff and be like, why is this person? And in the beginning, it was one person everywhere with Grandmaster Jay. Before um NFAC, whether it was Baltimore, whether it was New York, whether it was Arizona, it was always one unique person. I'm like, this looks like somebody. This look like somebody that's not with the cause,
Well,
but making sure
I mean,
that
that
this
should
guy is
stand out. That
safety.
should stand out to a lot of us. I think that should stand out to a lot of us is because something that you had spoke about was um being at the right place at the right time. You spoke about the little pyramids and all the little rituals and everything. I even spoke about the YouTube shirt that he was wearing. Um, I didn't like that. You know, you said we don't label anything, and then you say that we don't sell T-shirts. You say that we don't donate, we don't do donations, we don't do GoFundmes or anything like that. But then we don't do interviews. But then you turn around and do every single thing that you claim that we don't do, and you do it. And then you turn around and say that we can't do it. But then you turn around and say me, 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 me. I can do this. I do this. I speak for NFAC. I do this. I do that. I'm the only person that can speak in interviews. I'm the only person to do this and that and the third. And next you notice you got T-shirts that's been sold. You know what I'm saying? We're selling T-shirts now of NFAC. We already said that we don't label anything, and we kicked. And matter of fact, and let me tell you that right now. When the first time that we had did this, and this is why I respect that man so much at the beginning, because at the first time that we did that, everybody in the NFAC, if you was there in Stone Mountain, Georgia, if you was there, you knew we kicked Black Lives Matter out is because they was selling fucking T-shirts. Y'all know that. So why are we selling T-shirts now? This is a money gamble. Like, I mean, y'all been scammed. Not only that, this man worked for Trump. If you actually notice, Trump got $120 million off of his patrons. And if you don't realize what is really going on, he works for Trump and he been working for Trump. So
Bro,
the same thing.
this is why I said after Trump, after the election, NFAC
Yep.
is over. This was all about attention, confusion, and galvanizing or pulling people away from certain political parties and stirring up the confused state of our people from a grassroots because we're so passionate and we're so emotional. I already knew it. Now, the problem with most people is people don't know how to connect dots, unfortunately, when it comes to the trickery of covert operations. And the
This
trickery
ain't just black people.
the trickery of covert operations, though, is I will tell you exactly what you want to hear. I will quote every name of quote unquote black leader, author. I will talk about Malcolm. I will take a voice from somebody that said something on this video. And if I had the time, I could take speeches from different videos around YouTube that he took in remix. So when Delta say that, I would say something, and the next thing you know, he will go and repeat it back. I heard
He
Fire,
does that a lot.
Fire the guy Fire
He
on the show. He said the same thing. I would say something, he would go
yeah,
and repeat it back. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
what
He'll
I
turn
want,
around into his own way. Yeah.
yeah, what I wanted to say, what exactly, uh, when I asked you about people standing out, what exactly types that stood out to you that say this is odd? Like somebody gave the story about when the person got shot. Uh, it was odd that it was the same person that they was talking to the night before, or something like that. I think somebody said Firestorm said that or something. But
What I found odd before was the guy that was on your show yesterday. The guy that was on your show yesterday, the little young guy.
right,
I like his encouragement and everything, but I really want to ask him some questions like, when did you get down with NFAC? How did you not hear about the Louisville shooting? How did you not hear about that? That made news all over the place. And by him telling you that he didn't, he could just be still looking out for, his Grandmaster Jay, and everything like that. I mean, he's still probably for the cause and everything. But see, we got young people and older people out there like that is because they have passion. They love, you know, they love being there for their people, which is good. But um, solely going off the question that you had asked me, yes, a lot of things stood out to me, and it stood out to a lot of us at the beginning. A lot of us people who had close connections with Grandmaster Jay. A lot of things stood out to us, but you know what we did? We covered it up. We covered it up is because we want to believe that just because a person have flaws and they might be messed up, and you know behind closed doors. But when they speak to the people, they speak genuine, and maybe they passionate about what they really want to do with the people, and then we believe in ourselves, and we believe in this person, and we just like this is what I want to do. But just because this person have flaws don't mean anything, and that's how we get in bad relationships
So let
with
me ask
toxic
you.
people.
Let me ask you this: What is the spot on indication to you that Grandmaster Jay is an agent?
After the
Like I'm
story
talking
I
about.
explained.
What I'm
Mhm.
saying is like for instance, to me, the reason why he's an agent is because when you look at his history, he always put himself in a place where he seems to be compromising the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
he's never successful to the end. Um, we don't know his background. We don't know who he is. He's definitely with security for Trump. Can't get away from that. Um, what else? The way that he lies over and over and over, and then all the videos that I did pointing out the evidence. You know what I'm saying? That the guy is just disingenuous. You know what I mean? He's just totally disingenuous. Uh, and then when you look at like he don't know nothing about guns. He shows out of nowhere, and recently in a video he said NFAC started in 2017. I mean, he just go on and on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
He said that the other day. You
I
know,
was there when NFAC was sparked up, so I know that it
but
didn't start in
but the interview that
2017.
he did just 2 days ago, he said NFAC started in 2017. I was like,
Nah,
what
nah,
are you talking
nah,
about?
nah.
But
We
but
was
now
all there. All the people that was from there from the beginning.
but
We
but
know.
but now what I'm saying is, what is the bullseye for you? What sold it for you?
It was basically like the story that I explained. That's a left out story that has not been brought to the media and nobody really knows about. That story in Stone Mountain, right after Stone Mountain, that story proved it to me a little bit more, but I was still following him because I couldn't find out everything. But once I found out all the agents later on, that's when I realized because there was a bunch of agents who was involved with that. But how do you show up every single time? Even he showed up in Louisville and there was a shooting there too. All those are Freemasons. A lot of people that he rock with is Freemasons. He need publicity and he needs certain things to boost his image. But a lot of these people are fucking Freemasons. I'm sorry, but it is just the truth. And what that was like the one point right there in Stone Mountain where I caught on a lot, but and not just mentioned after talking to him multiple times and was just like this nigga just don't seems right. Like he don't seem right to me. But I think that you are actually on to both sides of it. He is crazy. He's
Oh,
crazy.
oh yeah,
Like he's crazy and he's also an agent, but he's a crazy agent. I don't understand. Like, you could tell somebody who's acting, you could tell somebody who is just basically just out of their damn mind. I
no,
even talked to another person
he's knee deep in
recently.
his role. He's knee deep in his role. There is no person that can literally act his way walking through that Breonna Taylor um, shrine, and they're about to take his head off, and he still walk. He know people grassroots don't like him. You know what I'm saying? He's getting grassroots to like him now because he got locked up, and they see it as martyrdom. But at that time, grassroots did not like him, but he was
Did
still.
y'all know? Did y'all know he made an alliance with Antifa?
He made an alliance with Antifa. What about? What? Hold up
Pretty
now.
much, yeah. Um, it's some footage that is gone from what I'm understanding, but the alliance with Antifa is what he had made. It was during before the Derby or anything like that. No, I think it was either after the Derby or before the Derby. But Grandmaster Jay did make an alliance with Antifa, and not only that, a couple people had did that too. Now it could have been out of publicity, and it could have been out of just saying, "Hey, we not gonna have no trouble," or "You not gonna have no trouble." So I'm not basically saying that like he's with Antifa, but I honestly believe this is that Antifa works for Trump. The leader of Antifa works for Trump, and he also works for Trump too. So if you actually notice this, is that the job from Antifa and the three percenters and all that from the basically the Patreons and everything, they're supposed to do the exact same thing that Grandmaster Jay is doing, right? But this is what Trump did. This is what I was saying before. Trump stole about $120 million from donations after saying, "Hey, well, they cheated on the election." You see how fast that money flew up? But see, now Grandmaster Jay had to get out of the business is because he works for Trump. How you just said, he had to stop the election. I mean, because the election already is over with. So now Grandmaster Jay just randomly goes to jail out of nowhere. And now he's out of jail and they talking about this court fees and all this other stuff. I thought you bailed out already. If you bailed out already, you don't need no more money. You know what I'm saying? If you already pleaded guilty, you don't need any more money. So why is this still up?
Well,
Why
well,
are
the,
we still donating?
well, the thing is this. The thing is this. The way that it goes is he went to initial appearance or what
Mm-hmm.
they will call. I'm gonna just use the term initial appearance, and be in the federal system, you have to plead guilty or not guilty. What's your position, and then they examine the evidence, and then they decide uh, whether you go out on pre-trial or whether they hold you. You see what I'm saying? So
Man, they don't take you, they do not take you in unless
unless they got
they
you,
don't take you. Like there's two ways they're gonna take you in. They either gonna take you in right away or they're gonna wait and take you in when they got a bunch of evidence on
and
you.
you ain't getting out.
So no, you're not getting out. You're not getting out for another year. And especially during COVID right now, you're not getting out in a couple of days, and especially when you in with the feds. I can understand if you got caught by the police and it's a misdemeanor. But the feds, no, you're not getting out. It's because what they're gonna do is they're gonna make sure that they take all that evidence from every person that you have brought in, all them people that you put on paperwork. Now they're gonna steal your computer while you in prison. And then when they steal your computer, well, take your computer and confiscate it while you in prison. They're gonna look at everybody, they're gonna interview everybody, they're gonna find out every piece of information on you so they can get you the biggest charge. They try to fry the biggest fish. The feds don't come after you unless they want to fry you completely. And that's what they do. They do not let you go in a couple days. It don't happen like that. Even six, if even if you look at 6ix9ine, 6ix9ine, he was in jail for a year and he already snitched way before a whole year was up. They said, okay, he gonna get out in years because they needed to get the rest of the evidence and everything just to let this man go, witness protection, all this other stuff. How the hell do you go into the feds and then you get right out within a day or 2 days? So I was like, that don't seem right to me. And I'm from the streets. Come on now. Like I'm from the streets. I know plenty of brothers that got caught by the feds, and it's like snitches and everything. They don't get out like that unless they snitching. Or even if they snitching, they just don't get out within a couple of days. This is not like a misdemeanor. That's serving 20 years if you point a weapon at a federal officer. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Anytime that you hear the feds want you. And when they want you, and when they finally get you, they got enough evidence to convict you. They may not get you that day. They might wait 3 months down the road, 4 months down the road. They might even wait a year. But they got enough evidence to convict you, and you ain't going nowhere.
Right. That's usually how
So
it works.
that was odd to me when I heard about it the first time.
You right. So about that situation before we wrap it up, because I'm gonna try to look into that situation and look at some of the stuff that you pointed out. But about that situation there, do you think Grandmaster Jay was helping orchestrate that whole scenario down there? I mean, what role do you think he plays? What part does he?
Absolutely. If you look into what the mayor wanted during that period of time, she wanted that whole area cleaned up. She just didn't
Okay.
know how to get it cleaned up. And she's been trying to
Oh,
get it cleaned up
that's
for a
what I was.
couple years after
Okay.
that murder. After that murder at the Wendy's, that's when all them people start owning all them guns and putting all that stuff around. She wanted that place cleaned up. Notice, right, if anybody is listening right now, notice right after that little girl got murdered, they cleaned everything up. Everybody had to go.
So it was
That
political.
news media, I still got footage from that news media. The same girl that was right next to Grandmaster Jay with the same shirt on, she was the same person on the news. And I took the video because I was like, damn, was she the same person? Like, damn, she wearing the same shirt too. When did they clean this area up? Did they clean up the same day or clean up the next day? But y'all can, that's something for y'all to research and look up. It really is. But if y'all really want some true information, look it up, do some detective work and everything. But to be honest with you, what I had to say tonight is not a lie. This is real truth. Y'all can look it up anytime that y'all want to.
Fred
World
God
got more
Tracy, what's
evidence
up,
than
Tracy? Nah, y'all gotta listen. Sometimes, right? Somebody say need receipts, need receipts. Listen, if
she
if
said. I'm
if,
putting my
if
life at risk for lies.
yeah, if this guy was on the ground when the shots went off, he's just telling you his experience. What I do, because I'm not on the ground, I can't tell you from experience. I have to tell you from my experience of dealing with weirdos or weirdos coming into a community. And then my research skill helped me to piece everything together. But what he's telling you, Kevin is telling you his experience. His experience is that on Stone Mountain, this guy was posing from the beginning. Now, on Stone Mountain, was it agents on Stone Mountain? How did y'all meet on Stone Mountain? I'm going to take about 15 more minutes, if you will. How did y'all meet on Stone Mountain? Did y'all all show up at the bottom of the mountain? Did y'all meet at a meeting place? How does that work? Let's talk about the inner workings of NFAC. We here.
Okay.
How did, how
So
did everything
so so the only thing I'm learning about this. Okay. So we actually when we first started, it was we was at like the gas station and like a gas station, and then it's like a black brother. He owned that.
so but that
So
let me ask you. So do y'all all come together from an email?
a
Everybody
bunch
get
of
it?
us and wait, I can't hear you. What you say?
I say, so say for instance, okay, we're gonna meet such and such. Y'all just wait to hear it on the internet.
Well, and initially, first we was on Instagram, and that's how it all started. Nobody knew that we was coming from my speculations that I didn't know, or from what it looked like, didn't look like anybody knew who we were. It's because out of the conversations and everything like that, people was having with us, the white people, they was like, this is our neighborhood. Like, what are you guys doing here? They was just asking a bunch of questions. Who are you guys? And this and the third. And we was told not to speak to anybody. We was told not to tell them who we were. The only person that was supposed to speak on who NFAC was Grandmaster Jay. That was it.
Man,
And he even said that he wouldn't even do that. And in a lot of interviews, because I was standing right next to him, yes, he explained who we were and everything. Like Even a whole video, he explained. I was, huh?
And you know the reason why things work like that when you're dealing with a covert operation, because they don't want somebody to speak out of turn or out of pocket, because there's no real solidarity. You may be genuine about the liberation of the people, but this person has a polished way to present the liberation, that is really not about liberation, but it can come off forked tongue, like the forked tongue, like the snake got a forked tongue. You're saying this
Yeah.
on one side, but you're meaning this on the other side. So the emotional people catch this emotional rant, or this they're killing black people and all of this, but the other side, the Masons, hear that yeah, I got these Negroes under control. Watch how I work them.
So
Okay, nobody.
okay, so there's another thing too, is because there's a dude, like the dude who was speaking on the video, before anybody actually heard the rest of what he was saying. It was the big dude. He was like a huge, kind of really big dude. He had like this big gun in his hand, which was like a 22 or something like that. It was a assault rifle.
Right.
He is the same guy that was caught broad video with a Jam 22, but he kept talking the whole time. And I was next to him and Grandmaster Jay the entire time by the car right there. I can tell you the license plate tag too, if you think I'm lying. So, yeah. Anyway, but I was standing right next to him and he was talking about a bunch of stuff. And he was just like, well, I wish I can get on the building with, you know what I'm saying, a MP or something like that, or some, you know, like the big gun. I don't even know which one that is, like an M4 or something like that.
What do
Talking
you
about shooting white people or something. Hmm?
But talking about shooting Europeans? Good goodness gracious! What do you think his goal
Yeah,
is?
he was just fucking around though.
What do you think his goal is? What do you
I think he would. I mean, I didn't have.
from your experience? From your experience, and you said that he's an agent, that he works for Trump. What do you think his ultimate goal is?
Grandmaster Jay, or are you talking about
That's
the I think his goal was basically to do the same thing Antifa was doing, and we were supposed to um pretty much, it's like, okay. So if y'all don't know anything about the stock market is for publicity. Anything that comes out of Trump's mouth, and this is the reason why the white people love him the most. So I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. It's the truth. Anything that comes out of his mouth, the stock market goes up and it skyrockets. So Trump can say that he hates soap. Y'all gonna go out there and go buy soap. Y'all gonna buy as much of soap as y'all can. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is all for publicity. So if they take, like, let me put it in a prime example. So for everybody to understand, because some people may not understand the way the stock market works. The stock market works like this. You might have one company right here, right? This company owns two other companies. So these two other companies go head to head. So you might have Uber and Lyft, right? Uber and Lyft is with the same company. I don't care what you say or what you research. I promise you, it's with the same company. So for publicity, they want you to go back and forth with each other, just like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They've been doing this shit for years, and it just always keep us dumb. So Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they get so much publicity into the media, and not only into the media, say, okay, I like Coca-Cola, okay, I like Pepsi, and then y'all going back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth, and y'all still spending y'all money on the same company who built Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And then at the end of that, what happens every single time? They collide together and they take all y'all money. But they already been taking y'all money from the get-go. It's because it's branched off with one company. Even Grandmaster Jay had proved this point to y'all before, and he said, well, what we're gonna do is start one company, like basically this is the NFAC, and then we're gonna branch off. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We're gonna branch off and set up all these other organizations, but NFAC and my company is basically on all of y'all. So no matter what y'all do, he don't lose money from it. is because y'all branching off from his company. It has no, like, even if you go out there and you start shooting white people and everything, all he got to do is just blame it on your company. He say, okay, well, that's just this, and it's not basically part of my company.
So
You
what
know what I'm
about
saying?
Locks and Loaded? That's why Locks and Loaded got all them Black Panther products.
It's who? I didn't hear you.
Locks and Loaded. You met Locks and Loaded?
I think I did. Some people I don't like. I
Locks and
gotta.
Loaded, Locks and Loaded selling everything except the kitchen sink.
You
He
know
got,
what? I can't hear you.
I say Locks and Loaded. He's selling everything except for the kitchen sink. he got t-shirts, he got all type of stuff.
Mm,
But let me let
yeah,
me
and
let me say this before we get out of here, right? So
yeah,
so is the whole NFAC infrastructure predicated upon social media, IG? What I
yes,
mean is the whole thing is predicated upon social media.
yes.
This
If
is
you
why
set up an organism,
listen to me, family.
huh? Go ahead.
The reason why I asked that because I made the statement before. I said the whole movement was built on social media, and now I'm asking you: is all the communications built on social media? The reason why
Absolutely.
the reason why I asked that because social media is all the information is held in the cloud,
Yep.
and anybody who communicates on social media, even this transmission right there, is held in the cloud. And
Yeah.
by the way of a search warrant or anything, this information, but we got in this government, man, we got super techs, you know what I mean, that can go in and get anything they want anytime they get ready. And so, do you do you are you of the belief that this is about storing data also on people?
Absolutely. I mean, when we first initiated the NFAC, we were supposed to write down all our information. There was a waiver that was supposed to be submitted as well. It was supposed to have the serial number of your gun. It was supposed to have your address,
What?
your
Hold
name,
up.
everything.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to have the serial number of your gun?
Yes. Absolutely.
Did you give them yours?
Of course not.
the
Their database probably only have my name, um, my original name, but probably not even that. Because once they had turned around and they had a new website and new things that we were supposed to do. Um, but that database, I'm almost for certain that the first database was gone, but the second part of it, they wanted to, like, they kept like enhancing it, enhancing it, enhancing it. So they wanted more from the NFAC members. Um, but like I said, after all that, no, I didn't give anything so far as personal information like that. But they have a lot of people still write down and giving their personal information. They're still giving the serial numbers. Um they're still giving like their home addresses. They're still giving a lot of things. I don't know what they asking for now, but I do know that when they did update it, they wanted more information what they wanted the first time. So those people who went out to Louisville, all those people were captured in pictures. All those people were captured into um, everything that they signed out there just to be with that formation. And so far as this donation and all this other stuff, like, you've been used, and I can tell you that now. I mean, like I said, I mean, you don't have to believe me or not, but I was pretty close to Grandmaster Jay. You don't have to believe it. I don't care. I don't care if you don't. I mean, some people are so naive that they can't see the truth, but we see the truth. And why you think there's so many of us that was high ranking, and a lot of us was, so close and got text messages and everything to prove that we was just that close to this man, that we all left. Why you think that? Because we found out so much information that half of you people just don't know. And like I said, just I'm not gonna speak no names here, because I don't do that. I don't name drop or anything. But um, as far as, again, with your question, yes, the man, I believe 100% that he is an agent. I have personal experience with other agents. I have personal, you know, experience with my work. My work was Intel, and I did that. I mean, I can't do my job if I don't find out our own infrastructure, right? You know, that's like you asked me to work for you and find out some agents in your group. If I find out you an agent, what am I supposed to do?
Mm, mm, mm. So where do we go from here, brother? Where do we go from here? Now what? What happens?
Um, my point is this like people gotta start building, and they gotta build their own. I'm trying not to curse. They just gotta build their own stuff, and that's what they gotta do. Like buy land, talk to people with land. I negotiate land all the time, bargain and bargain. I don't pay nothing for this land. I can find 100 armed men right now just to guard a land. Is because they need somewhere to stay. They need something to do. A lot of these brothers out here right now, they can wield weapons and everything. Some of them have weapons. Some of them are ex-military who just got messed over by the government.
Did,
Why
did,
don't
did,
you give them a job?
did Grandmaster Jay ever talk about his history to anybody?
Absolutely not. If there was a person that knew about this man's history, I'm not saying that I would know, but I'm just saying that we all don't know. Nobody knows this man's history. He just pop
Because
up out of nowhere.
that,
We
that
have to do
DJ,
our research.
that DJ thing is definitely a fraud. It's definitely a fraud. Like, I mean,
Well,
sir,
I can't tell you this. Once you get with the Secret Service delete your past, and then you'll have a new past. So since he was in the Secret Service and he already basically said that to everybody in social media that he was part of the Secret Service and he had to do Secret Service work during the Trump rally, that I mean, of course, your background has to be canceled out other than certain parts. So the only person that can access that, which would be government, intel. So it's almost like it's like sealed, but they're the only people that can open that. So if I had a record, I can seal it. Nobody else can see it, but who? Government.
so
So
would you even say that the military discretions or indiscretions on that police report from the FBI could also be trumped up and played just to give him some sort of pass?
yes, I think that it was sloppy work. To be honest,
That is
I'm just gonna say
horrible. That report is
I think it
horrible.
was very sloppy work.
It's like it was intentional. It was like it was intentionally to mislead, especially when you
I
talk
mean,
about
but
his personal life.
I think that we all have to think that how stupid we have been for so many years for them to do something so, I don't know, just like outright and
What I'm
like,
saying is that FBI report, and they talk about his past, but I was going to go over tonight, but I'll do it another night. And they talk about his past. If you really dissect that and pick that apart, it does not make sense that he could break into
no,
a
it don't.
military. He get kicked out of the military.
And it was
He enlists
dismissed.
in the military.
Yeah.
He breaks in the military, pulls a weapon on his wife. All of these things just doesn't add up. That
No,
if you, and even in the report, it says that he has a past aggression of pointing guns at people, et cetera, et cetera. And in this instance, his wife, his ex-wife, and you come him up for quote unquote pointing a gun at a federal agent, and he get out on an unsecured bond. Not that I want anybody locked up.
Well, I'm not gonna say that they right, but he has a tendency for dual wielding. And if you don't know what dual wielding is, it means that you're basically kind of like accidentally pointing your weapon at people. I
Right.
mean, like you're supposed to keep your weapon at a certain distance from people, and then you're also supposed to keep it like towards the ground.
But
And if
I get
you
all that. But what I'm saying is, if you got a history of that, and then you've been charged with that in the past, and then you pointed at an officer, and the officer say he feel like he was in danger or life is threatened, that don't seem like something that is lightly taken to
well,
be
I
a.
think I agreed with the brother yesterday. What he said. Oh, I think I lost you there. I agree with the brother yesterday though. He had
You good, brother? Go ahead.
said, yeah, yeah, he had said, and I think he was to here today. He was cleaning his weapon, and he was like, "Well, um, if you was to point your weapon at a, any agent, whether it was on the building or not, you'd be shot down." I mean, he says the same motto, like, don't point your weapon at somebody unless they point their weapon at you or they shoot at you, and you shoot to kill. So you don't think those guys have the same alternative or the way that they was trained? I mean, you're ex-military. I'm almost certain that these people are ex-military too.
And that's another thing that I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, so you telling people to shoot to kill if somebody aim a weapon at you,
He
yet
did say that.
you're aiming your weapon at people. You know what I'm saying? And you get a walk through prison. Unbelievable to me, man. Unbelievable. And
Yeah,
let me
that
share this.
that's pointing a weapon at a federal agent is up to 20 years automatically.
And you get a walk through the prison. I want to share this with everybody real quick before we get out of here. Um, when people start talking about he need money for this and he need money for that, and I don't knock the hustle. Go ahead and do your thing if that's what you do. But many people act like that they forget that Grandmaster Jay this past summer was and I think that's a Lambo. Anybody remember that? Look at
I
the
also
diamond.
posted that video to people too. Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd, and he's holding up the pyramid. I actually shown that to other people too when he
That's
first did it.
he's a bona fide Mason. This is a covert operation on levels that dumb people would never understand in a million years. And I say we not dumb. We just need to wake up. You follow what I'm saying? This is crazy right here. And you telling me that I'm crazy? He's trying to motivate people, inspire people to kill police. You know what I mean? 1 second. And then he got a GoFundMe up to 100,000, but he said he's a millionaire with 8 Grammys, sitting on a Lambo, now crying that, oh, my legal fees is going to be astronomical. Unbelievable to me. But anything you want to add before we get out of here, man? We can come back, man. I would like to hear the inner workings of NFAC. That's what I want to hear. Are you open for that? Uh-oh.
No, I didn't catch that last part. What did you say?
I said, are you open for a future conversation to talk about the inner workings of the NFAC? I think it's of interest. You know what I mean?
Um, I might be.
I think it's of
Yeah. I
great.
mean, what I gave out tonight was as far as that is true. I mean, if it's something else that is something that I have.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. It connection.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's of good interest. You know what I mean? I think that's of good interest. Because people need to understand that this thing is a fraud. It's built on a cloud. That's crazy. And I was telling people like there is no organization that I know is built and ran off social media. Social media can be used for advertising, but yeah, I mean, to build and operate a whole organization off of IG, that's pretty weird in itself. Man, anything you want to add as we get out of here?
Um, yeah, I just wanted to tell people continue working on land, negotiate land with other black people. It's easy. You can still do it.
What you
Um,
before I go, what you
hmm?
think about Delta? You and Delta good?
No, Men Delta is actually great, to be honest.
You talk to him
Um,
recently?
yeah, me and him, we talk briefly sometimes. We don't talk much. But I do have um certain alliance with people and certain respect for people or certain, things that they like to do. Maybe it's something that I don't like to do. You know what I'm saying? But I still respect everybody and the way that they like to do things. Other than if it's like something that like Grandmaster Jay did, he basically lost my trust by trying to get me assassinated. And
Why do you
you
think he
know,
trying to get you assassinated though?
there's more to this story, but I can't explain that part. That's something that I really can't explain.
Oh,
'Cause if I
so
start doing that, then I'll be dropping dimes, and I don't drop dimes.
right. So what made you? What? Let me get one last question in. What made you come forth to tell your story?
Well,
What motivated you?
I basically seen that everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people started seeing um, that he was an agent, and it was like all over the internet. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should explain this story at some point. But during the beginning, I tried to explain this story, but the internet was messing up and everything like that. So you and I, we had a conversation, and I remember you asking me, you was like, "Well, can I record this or can I bring you on, the live?" And I was like, "No, it was too soon then." You know what I'm saying? He had to go through some certain things that would basically show a lot of people from what was said. You know what I'm saying? Because he can cover anything up just by saying anything to
Yeah,
people. I
he
could just be
does
a
say
one
anything.
person. Yeah. And and this is what people don't understand is that there's a lot of them. It's not just him. It's a lot of them. So it don't have to just be him. He don't have to send it out. Anybody could. They watch all this live, they watch everything. My job was very serious. And I found out a lot of people was involved. And that's the reason why that I was supposed to get assassinated. So if I am or if I do, but I had to get this story out. I don't care if anybody think I'm lying or not. But to be honest with you, this is just what I found out. This is personal experience, and it's a lot of them, and they in that group. A lot of them are. Whether you think they just spectators or not, they capture images purposely, subliminal messages. You think it was random that that dude who was at Stone Mountain, that big dude, who said he been in the military. If I'm not mistaken, he said he been in the military for almost like what 10, 20 years or something. Like he was just talking a lot of junk about the military. He was actually, if you think I'm lying, I'll show you. He's the guy that is standing right there in front of Grandmaster Jay while Grandmaster Jay is standing on that table. Grandmaster Jay is standing on that table in Stone Mountain. He's the dude that's right under him with
Did you see?
like the burgundy cap on. The
Did you see the
burgundy, huh?
Lafayette video? Did you see the
Huh?
Lafayette when he gave the speech at Lafayette? The big dude that was on stage, is that him too?
No, I don't think I seen the Lafayette video. I tried to get away from all that stuff. Um, but it just keep coming back to me all the time. It's because I mean I get phone calls, I get people. Some people still look up to me and stuff like that. Actually, a lot of people do. But it's like I try not to tune into so much of that because I try to get away from it after the attempt of the assassination. So um, if you if you oh I'm almost certain you better pull up a picture of this dude. But yeah, he was definitely the guy that was right under Grandmaster Jay, and he had a burgundy beret on. You know what I'm saying? But he was also the same dude who got caught with that Jam 22. How are you? I just kept thinking like, how the hell are you ex-military and you've been in for so long, but you're the one that get caught out of all of us, a clear view that you're the one with the Jam 22. And a lot of people don't know because it wasn't caught on camera. After we walked through that mountain, when we was coming back, a dude staggered too. I don't know if he was supposed to be on camera or not, and I still don't know who that guy was who shot that shotgun during that period of time. He staggered and he shot his shotgun and it hit the pavement same way it was in Louisville, but it didn't hit nobody.
Oh yeah, on
Same
Stone Mountain, I heard
place.
a gun went off in Stone Mountain also. That's the one you talk about.
It did. It wasn't recorded. It's because nobody knew that we was really supposed to be there, so they was escorting people out of Stone Mountain so we can walk up to the mountain. That's what the police was there for. They was escorting people out of that mountain. Police wasn't there to protect us. I don't know if they were or not. I don't know what negotiation deal that happened before that. But you asked me a question that what happened before when we first initiated before we like when we first met. When we first met, we was all sitting there in that parking lot, and then there was a police officer that I knew. I knew this guy. Um because he worked at the store that I used to work at. And he had came up. Grandmaster Jay walked straight up to the car with his two guns up like that. And then I was telling one dude that I was next to, I was like, "Yo, we should probably walk up there with the rest of the people. Like we should guard him because everybody was sitting around at first, and then Grandmaster Jay started walking up. So I told the dude like, "Hey man, we should walk up there." And then we started walking up, and then like everybody else, they were walking up, but they was already in front of us because they was doing it too. And then we walked up and surrounded that police car. And then he was cool and everything. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just move people out your way and blah blah blah." But it was 1,000 ambulance for some reason, like a bunch of them. They just kept doing like this.
Man.
They just like kept honking their horns and everything like that. Like people was honking their horns and stuff. It was beautiful, but at the same time, it was like it was just weird. Like afterwards, once you think about it, and then yeah, when we walked up to the mountain, he said, "Oh, they trying to keep us out the mountain because there's this gate right there in at the mountain. But then you can go around the mountain and go to this other part. So we were supposed to go into the park side and go up the mountain. But there was two sides to the mountain. There's two sides to go in. They shut off the other part where all the people was at. So that's why you seen all the cars that was coming to the left and coming past us, and we were going up the mountain. So they was escorting people off of the mountain so we can go up into the mountain. So once we got to the monument and everything like that, we was all tired as hell. We was wearing all black. We was tired. The sun was beaming. No wind come through there, and then most people ain't never been to ATL, Georgia. I'm gonna tell you now, it sits in a bowl at the mountain, so you don't get no wind, nothing. We was burning up. So most people they couldn't really handle it. We had cars that was escorting people back to the base, but there was one dude that I did notice. He was a cop. He was a cop, and he was escorting people back to the base. So I know a lot of people in the ATL, and I did notice like four cops that I knew that was out there, and they were helping us get to back to where we started at. And then some of them was sitting out there, and one of them even noticed me when I took my mask off. He was like, "Don't I know you?" I was like, and I ain't say nothing. He was like, no, 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 I know you, I know you. And I was like, oh, okay, what's up? And then I just shook his hand, and that was it, because I didn't want to be like really trying to be in tune with a fucking officer during this period of time while we having this non-justice or whatever. Not. So yeah, but I knew at least about four to five officers that was out there, including the ones who wasn't in uniform and they wasn't in cop cars. They was in regular cars, and they was taking us back. The women, they was taking the women and the children, or the speculators, taking them back to the camp so they can get water. I found that kind of odd, but I didn't say anything, and that's honest truth.
Mm, mm, mm. Let me ask you a question. This one right here, this person right here, that lady behind Jay, she's been
Can
around.
you zoom in?
Let's see if I can zoom in. Hold up. She's been around for a minute. She's been around. That's before NFAC. Hold up. You see her?
Yeah, I would probably have to see her in her uniform in
I got her. I got her in a
NFAC.
couple pictures now. She's been around for a minute. Now this guy here on the left hand that looked like he got the necklace on.
Yeah.
He disappeared. Have you ever seen him?
Uh-huh. I
He been
can't say.
he been around for a minute too, but he was with he before NFAC, but he will be in pictures everywhere.
Yeah,
When
I know.
when Jay would go up with that little sweatsuit on and Black Lives Matter, and
Hey,
then when
can
he
you zoom in on that guy on the far left right there? Zoom in on that guy on the far left who got his head down with the hat on. Like if you got some extra zoom, like really zoom in on that guy right there.
he
Is
said,
there an extra zoom where you can like zoom all the way in?
let me see. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So the point that I'm pointing these things out is, uh, it seems like that the same people before NFAC are some of the same that's with NFAC as if they know this scam all the way through and through. And let me say this before I go. It really saddens me at this point because the plot thickens. Now you're dealing with what I could now. You're dealing with now not only a covert operation with a point man by the name of Grandmaster Jay, but now you got a whole working covert operation with a
Yeah.
team.
The girl that is behind him, I think I've seen her before too. Um, I'm not gonna say that I 100% know. Even the big guy and the guy to the left, that I told you to zoom in on. I think I've seen them before, but I can't really recall. And especially if I was during the moment during those period of times. So a lot of times we'll see faces, but we don't really like fully know who those people are or really know what their jobs are. So I may have seen them before. Um, two of those people look more familiar than the third one, to be honest with you. If I was able to see them into the formation, I could tell you because everybody they was wearing black and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I think it's more for me to see the person in their uniform and see them out of their uniform, and I can tell you exactly who that person was. You know what I'm saying? So I
Let
think it
me
was just during
let
the
me show you
moment.
something real quick. This is why I said that. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see if I could. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick before I get up out of here. All right.
Okay.
The reason why I said that is because of this. Because what I'm saying is that a lot. It seems as though like a lot of these people, they've been in this operation for a minute, and it didn't start. It did not start with what you would call
NFAC.
NFAC. It did not start with
Yeah.
NFAC. You know what I mean? Clearly.
No, because that started that did not start a long time ago. It didn't. It didn't start in 2007. It really didn't. Like
So look at that. I
that
don't
that
know if
is definitely a lie.
that. I don't know if this is the same person, but I'll be checking out this stuff and I'll be like, man, this stuff is. Oh man, I might be right. Hold on. Yep, I think I got it. Okay, check this out. Because this operation been in existence for a minute, and it's been the same team. It's been the same team.
Didn't
Okay,
you notice they shirts?
look at this right here. The lady right there on the right hand side, right? Everybody look at this, right? On the right hand side. Y'all see her? Let me see if I can blow her up a little bit. And then we're going to wrap it up. For real this time. Check her out, right? Let me blow it up. Now, this is probably about 20, this may be 2017, 2018, when he was trying to infiltrate Black Lives Matter, right after the presidential election. You see? Y'all see that one right there? Now watch this. That's, I don't know exactly the date on that, but it is what it is. But now watch this. 1 second. Let me pull him up real quick. Okay. Bam. Now, I got to save it real quick. I'm gonna run back and do it twice, though. Y'all need to see this. There's some weird stuff here. Okay, here we go. Now, look, now this is the other day. This is the other day. Look at that. Look at the lady on the right. Boy, they look somewhat similar. Look at these people. The point that I'm trying to make, family, that this operation has been going on for a minute. This operation is not new. I mean, this operation is not new. All it does is recycle into another demonstration. This thing ain't new.
That's them. That's how I knew them. That's why I said zoom in on the dude to the left because that's them.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is
I thought I knew them.
this operation is not new. All they do is recycle them into another operation, because that was before NFAC. That was when he was trying to infiltrate Black Lives Matter. Y'all see that? And he wore that sweatshirt for a reason. That freedom sweatshirt is a signature. It's a message to his people. It's a message to his people. They've been doing this for a minute. This ain't new. So, fam, we got to change the topic. I'm nervous now. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. We got to change the topic and talk about Umar. Umar ain't connected. We got to talk about Umar. We got to talk about Umar. Umar not connected. hey, Lenore Honor, make room for me. I'm talking about Umar. Umar ain't connected. I ain't messing with Grandmaster Jay. He big time. I'm out there with the big fish, messing with y'all. I was playing, Grandmaster. Hold up. Now, Grandmaster, you know I was playing. You know I be just joking. I just be having fun. Nah, man, I ain't mean all that stuff. No, all of those agents. I just having fun. I was doing it for views. Clickbait. But, bro, I appreciate you. Let me get out of here real quick, man. I'm tired now. It's 2 in the morning. I appreciate you. We coming back and do it again, though. I hope so, all right?
If I ain't dead by then.
Now, you all right, man. Keep me I'm going to reach out to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have some. I have probably some more info or whatever, not like that, because there's some things that I didn't touch on. But yeah, like I'm not about to really spill everything out, because if I spill too much out, then yeah, you know how they work.
Absolutely, but we out there with the big fish down. But I appreciate you. I'm gonna sign off after I talk to the people for like 1 minute, man, and I'm gone. I'm tired. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank
all
you,
right,
Kevin.
most of
Yeah, man, we got to appreciate our guests, man, for putting it all on the line. Basically, I think the motivation was to put some information out there. Let me tell you this. Family, I think the real motivation was, and he seemed to be nervous, and y'all just don't have patience. But I think the real motivation was he wanted to put more information out there about that little girl that got killed. I think that was his motivation. I don't even think he wanted to really uh, expose a lot of information. I think he just wanted to put out the information about the little girl getting killed. That's what I think he wanted to do. But now, I don't know about y'all, but hold up. I got to talk to my people. Shalom. Yeah. Yeah. I did another show tonight, and as always, it went well. Yes, I was joking a lot, and I take it all back. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mentioned that you had operations prior to NFAC. Yeah, and the Anunnaki. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Um, it was all a joke. It was all a dream. Yeah. I used to read Word Up magazine, and it was all a joke. I take it all back. Call off your friends. All right. All right, John. All right, John. You have a good night too. Cheerio. Peace and love, Allie. Cheerio, John. John, listen, Grandmaster J, if you listening to me, can you tell Trump send me $2? Listen, Trump. Listen, Trump. I ain't never made no video about you. Nope. I don't like Biden. I ain't a fan of you either. But I ain't never make a video, Trump. You right. You have convinced the Grandmaster J to move in a covert operation since 2016. You are right on my book, Trump. Yeah. Hey, Trump, also, the people in the hood need the money. Before you leave office, just give everybody the money. They did you wrong. Just empty out the national treasury, Trump. They did you wrong. Everybody in the hood, give us reparations out of spite. That's what you do, Trump. What y'all think about that? They did you wrong, Trump. You know they did you wrong. Now just send the money. Please. Pretty please. Get them back. Get them back, Trump. You can pay them back. Empty out the national treasury. That's how you get them, Trump. And then you come back 4 years and you build it back up. Because you're a businessman. That's how you get them back. They cheated you on the election. So now you just empty out the national treasury. Executive order. Peace and love, Trump. And tell your boy JJ I was only playing. Tell your boy JJ it was all a big joke. Salute you, Meet X. I was just playing.